Hello, everyone. Today I will be presenting on Chapter 8 Parenting and Work. My name is Alexandra Martinez. What does it mean to be a working parent? Being a working parent means having a job, managing the responsibilities of raising a child. It can involve like balancing professional duties with personal family life and juggle that can be challenging, but is often a core part of modern family structures. What this might look like, you may think, is that this role can include single parent, dual income couples, and stay at home parents, and is defined by the dual commitment to both financial stability and family well being. Some important points that I was able to take from Chapter 8 that most Americans come to face on a daily basis with the demands and challenges of trying to balance work and parenting. A significant number of Americans today have difficulty meeting their family's economic needs. One half of all women who are married or who share a household with someone else work different schedules from those of their spouse or parents. The risk of poor mental health for men may be higher than it is for women because of the pressure of traditional gender roles, which dictate that men are to protect and provide for their families. Based off all these quotes that really stood out to me, I could 100% agree as a working parent that this is so true. I could say for myself, there was moments of me and my partner had to work where he worked night shifts and I worked day shifts to be able to, provide for our family at the time and be able to make our financial needs at that time when it was needed. Thankfully, both now have 9 to 5 jobs that we can, still be present for our daughter while she's at school. So that's very helpful. But trying to balance every day work, being a working parent and a college student is 10 times harder. I could say that myself. But these are some of the quotes that really stood out to me and I could definitely agree on. Some work family conflicts that I have found where a form of interrole conflict where the family demands of work and family are incapable, like leading to strain, burnout, and lower job and maternal satisfaction. I can agree with this just because me as myself, there's moments where I come out of work very tired that it's very hard to try to be present with my child, but that's one of the things I continue to work on because it is hard. But one of the things that I found, like strategies that are helpful, is being able to set clear boundaries, such as creating a distant separation between professional and personal space, like seek supervisor and family support that encourage supportive behaviors from your supervisor. Communicate openly with your family. That's very helpful. I could say that myself, being able to communicate with my family about work, my daughter, them being able to help me is something that really works for me, as well as increase schedule control. So make sure, for example, my daughter goes to school from 8 to 3, and when I'm off, I go to work from around 8 to 5. When I'm home, she's home. We are able to be together and just be able to focus just on each other, which I find very helpful. Some quotes that I found that really stood out to me while doing my research about working parents was, for example, 76% of working parents say having kids make them more motivated at work. But here's the catch: half say their employers aren't giving them the flexibility or support they need to reach their full potential. One thing that I agree with was that this is very true. I thankfully have a job that lets me be flexible, where if something happens to my child or my child needs me, they're sick, I'm able to take that time off, and my job is flexible with that and understands that I am a parent. So that is very helpful, and I'm very grateful for. Another thing that I found, these quotes that I really stood out to me was, for example, by Michelle Obama. For me, being a mother made me a better professional because coming from home every night to my girls reminded me of what I was working for, and being a professional made me a better mother because by pursuing my dreams, I was modeling for my daughters how to pursue their dreams. Another quote that stood out to me was, parenting is only hard if for good parents. And that quote always stick out to me, and it's a quote that I always, talk to my clients about when I meet with them, when we talk about parenting. Parenting is so hard, but if you think it's hard, it's because you're doing a good job. And a lot of us parents have a really hard time, I can say that myself, giving ourselves credit for what we do, and the work that we're doing. It is challenging, but we're doing it. And you just got to remember that you are a good parent. And this was some of the great things I learned from the chapter. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much.